I'm Teacher Grace. It's been 3 years since I graduated from bachelor's degree. So far, this year is the hardest. I look around at my classroom here in Shining Glory International School. Students are on their laptops, opening their apps for calculation. There are flying CCTVs in the corner, checking around each student who were doing their tasks responsibly and those who were cheating. The classboard does not need a lot of usage of chalks nor pen anymore. The school has a hologram in each classroom. Yes, I agree that the school now is advanced compared to when I was a student. But it bothers me all this time as a teacher. I will spend most of my day sitting in the corner, just letting all the technology do all the work just as what the student wants. What is my role here? Am I still the teacher? Teacher, teacher, where is Teacher Elise? One of my students asked with irritation in his face. I took a pause from my thoughts and looked at him, who seems unsatisfied after knowing I am the only teacher available. Oh, she took a leave. She will be gone for 2 to 3 days. She has to upgrade herself and everything, I replied. I see more frustration carved in his face, and he murmurs something that breaks my heart. I wish it was not her who is absent, but Teacher Grace. I brush it off to myself. I inhale, then exhale. I stand up and announce to them, "Okay, class, time is up. Send now your work on the school app, then we will check your work all together." One student raised her hand and says, "Isn't it the school app can check all our work by itself? That is what Teacher Elise always does." This is very common this year, to be compared a lot of times with Teacher Elise. She is one of the new teachers here in our school that gain a lot of popularity because of her advanced intelligence and techniques. Despite of my experiences, I am put as her assistant for this school year. I am sorry, but this is your Teacher Elise way. I want you all to check your paper together so we can correct immediately the items you got it wrong. I hear a strong commotion at first and disagreement, but I hold to myself not to respond. Obviously, they really don't like me and my style. Later, it becomes quieter until they have no choice but to do what I asked. Nevertheless, I still feel this uncomforting air flowing around us. The class today ends stressfully. I hear a lot of times today the comparisons and complaints from the students that I don't do things just as what they have expected me to do. They wanted me to do the exact way Teacher Elise does and encouraged me to learn more about technology. I know how to use technology, but I don't use it the same as what Teacher Elise does. It is not only the comparison that breaks my heart all this time, but the feeling that they don't want me anymore. The next morning, I am walking on the hallway leading to my classroom when I see our principal waiting at the front. I walk faster this time. Trying to think what I have done. I reach the front door of my class facing our principal. She looks at me with worried eyes and hands me over a letter. "Here's the letter of complaints made by your student yesterday. They want you to be out of your profession or at least transferred to another class." Broken by the words I hear, tears fell in my eyes uncontrollably. "What did you tell them?" I asked the principal. "Well, I asked them why, and they gave me reasons of dissatisfaction because you do not teach like Teacher Elise." I did not immediately answer to this request, but asked them to come here today in your class and we will talk about this together. The principal softly explains. She guides me to my room and immediately I feel glaring stares of my students I always feel whenever I enter the class. The principal walks with me in front. She asks everyone to be at their seat. Still bewildered by what happened and how the students could do this to me, I stand there staring at them blankly. I want you all to be here today to talk about the issue I received yesterday. I want us all to talk about this, make things clear, and decide at the end of the day for the best decision that all of us will agree. So can we start to hear on the student side about complaints to Teacher Grace? Oh, one by one, students raise their hand and states their opinions about me. Some say I'm so outdated. Others mention I am not as intelligent as Teacher Elise, who can answer math problems with any calculations. I am so controlling and strict. Hurt from the accusations of my students, I look at each one of them with teary eyes and take the courage to say a word on them. Enough! I said with a loud voice. I got everyone's attention, including my principal. They looked surprised and probably expecting me to be angry at them. But the next thing is unexpected. How can you say that to me? All this time, it is me who showed real compassion and discipline to you. It is me who provides remediation and rebates when one of your test results in the school up is a failure. I know technology, but I do not rely on it for most of the time because I know I can do it and expand my creativity without limitation bounded by these machines. If going around and checking you is strict and controlling for you, how will I be able to help you without doing it? I try to explain to them my stand and I try to make them understand all the comparisons you made between me and Teacher Elise. I take all those disrespectful faces I receive every day from you, hoping that you will understand soon why I am doing this. But I am on my limit. I can't take any longer, for you keep comparing me to Teacher Elise, to her who is greatly know a lot of things inside the book, but can never understand your emotions, to her who is advanced in handling gadgets, but cannot find an alternative when we have a power down at school. Why do you keep me comparing to her, who is a robot? Why? And I am who is human, standing right next to you every day with pure love and compassion. They were all in state of shock. Maybe this is the only time where students are truly able to ponder the difference between me and Elise. I never hated Elise, for she is one of the greatest products we can have in these modern times. However, it hurts me so much how others would see these things as a substitute to the real human being. We begin to destroy our own selves with our own creation. I lighten up my face and start to smile at them a little bit. I hope you will give me one more chance for this after knowing my side. I hope you are clarified. A moment of silence filled in our class, and I have not received any reply. It was no longer awkward silence though, because somehow I start to feel the warm feelings floating in my classroom. Not prolonging it, the principal makes a word. This has been the problem since the beginning of the year, after we have received in our school our new teachers and put you Teacher Grace and others as the assistant. We have been considering the skills and intellectual advancements they have that I personally forget the power of you, the natural teacher. I just realize it now and I am truly, truly sorry for the negative effect it gives to you and perhaps to other teachers who experience the same. The principal looks at me with a humble heart, then look at the students who are staring down at their feet with no response yet. Now, I have come to a decision of hearing out your opinions starting in this class. Either you want Teacher Grace to stay in the class or Teacher Elise. Sign in and open the link I've sent to all your emails and put your vote to it. From this beginning action, we will take this case into consideration. Still quite unsure with the result it may take, but I have faith with my students that they are now more aware of the changes of the school. The change we hope not to be harmful was not handled responsibly and correctly. Hence, it results to many damages. Nevertheless, I know that this is the beginning of a better understanding for the cooperation between the creators, us, and our creation to work effectively. I do not know their answer, but I will leave this to you to decide. What will be the future of our classroom?